A person wakes up in an operating room, surrounded by a strange machine, and without the possibility of escaping, no matter how much he moves or shouts. He is totally naked, and with very little room to move. Mechanisms retain his hands and feet. A screen lights up on the front wall, and a sort of a high androgynous politician appears that begins to speak.
Jason Peters, by order of the Eastern Pacific Confederacy, is found guilty to the crimes of hate, incitement to hatred, incitement to violence, and sedition. How does the defendant plead?
What? Innocent? For God's sake! But what are you saying? I've never done anything!
The defendant refuses to confess. The grounds on which you have been prosecuted will be read. You drafted the following tweets. I read verbatim. Who put a woman there in charge? This, when we did not allow entry to that type of people, it worked better. Foreigners, go home. And so on up to a total of 17 entries. Does the defendant confirm the authorship of these tweets?
Yes, I wrote them. But this was a long time ago. I didn't even remember.
Then, after recognition by the accused, and by order of the Independent Court of the Ministry of Good Praxis, he is sentenced to exemplary punishment as part of the virtual space cleanup movement.
But this is unfair! I haven't done anything!
With cases like yours, the ministry only seeks to eradicate this kind of behavior on the network. Punishment can start.
Then, the machine that surrounds the young man begins to rotate, and rays are projected on the man's skin. We see how, little by little, the 17 tweets of which he is accused begin to be tattooed all over his body. The protagonist screams in pain, although he is immobilized and cannot escape. When the process ends, the defendant faints. The voice of the high politician is still heard.
The punishment under the virtual space cleanup movement is over. The accused will be immediately released as soon as he comes to his senses. None of his property or anything in his personal or work life has been altered. Summary of conviction number 985 of the virtual space cleanup movement. Total characters printed 325. End of case 2286 A1205. Proceed with the extraction of this module and proceed with the next defendant.
DisturbingStories.com